Okay, we got a very interesting video for you guys today. Make sure y'all can see me, okay? First of all, let me just say Happy New Year. Brought in the new year right. Just had a son, so he's sleeping in the other room. So if I get randomly interrupted, now you know why. Okay, today's concealed carry is my Metal State Armory dagger project that I completed, and it is all clear, and all information in this video that is shared is for informational purposes only, educational purposes only, whatever you want to say. Got a video coming out as soon as I get done testing this. This is the what is this called, the Floodlight, yeah, the Floodlight universal holster. And yeah, it's pretty good so far, but that's not what today's video is about. Obviously, as you can see from the title, today's video is about this bad boy right here, the Psa Jakl. Now, I'm gonna get a couple things out the way before I forget, and just want to do some honorable mentions. I did use Wolf Military Classic 223 for the most part in this 5.56, and yeah, I just wanted to mention that before I forget it or whatever. Also, I am going to be installing some new parts on this. Be reinstalling my bipod on this today in the video. So if I start ranting or whatever, you know why. But that's not the main reason for me making this video. Basically, I just wanted to give you my thoughts and why I think this is such a great platform, a more in-depth view on this, why I think it's worth every penny, and why it's better than a lot of platforms that are already out and have been out for a while. All right, so stay tuned with me. Alrighty, if you stuck around past the intro, you should see, hold on 1 second. I just wanna, I'm gonna be putting a bipod on. I gotta give them like a smaller magazine, so we give them a couple slight magazine upgrades. Okay, so first off, I just wanna, speaking of magazines, I wanna mention that I ran this thing so hard that it actually broke my 60 rounder, my 60 round quad stack. And yeah, it works, but at what price? At what price? In my Trump voice, at what price? He's fired, he's fired. I was gonna do like a good and the bad, but there's so many good and there's really only 2 bad. So let's talk about that. I'm not gonna talk about my setup or nothing like that. You guys have seen this already. So I'm actually gonna be disassembling off camera. And I wanna talk about its comparable predecessors. What do I mean by that? Basically, all the platforms that were similar to this, that came before this, that some would say is better than this, which, you know. Also, they came with a chamber flag installed. This has actually been pretty helpful at the range, because I actually had a ceasefire where I almost got shot. I'm gonna leave us story time for that one in a different video, but let's talk about the SCAR 17 or 16S, I believe, is the 5.56 version. I made a video of me comparing it to the 17S, I believe, and there were some people that was up in arms about it because I was comparing 2 different calibers. Just to show you guys, compare a couple calibers. This is the 308. You can see, and then this is the 223 5.56, and this is them compared to each other. Now in the video I was saying that there was a lot more recoil, but I wasn't saying recoil as in from the caliber because I expected it. The recoil was not dissipated as well with the caliber, and not only that, but I felt the action more in the 308. And most people that shot the Scars agree with me. I have shot a 16S, and it's basically the same. You can feel the ka-chunk, like it's like kind of interesting. As the bolt goes back forward, it's actually like pulling you back on target, and you dip a little bit. And I noticed that with the red dot. That freaking ACOG that was on that thing was so crisp. Anyway, sidetrack. The action was like pulling me back on target, and it was so violent that it was interrupting my shot pattern. Now I'm sure you can get used to it and all of that stuff, but I don't want to get used to it. I don't think it should be there at all. This could probably be solved with probably a muzzle brake or something that's a little better than what comes on there. I believe the one that was on there was the one that comes on there standard. So I was like, you know, I know that somebody can do better than this. I'm almost positive. Somebody can make sure that's lined up. I'm almost positive somebody can do better than this, because this is ridiculous. Now, it wasn't like a bad shooter or nothing like that. It's just, why have recoil if you don't need to? That's my whole thing. So basically, it was no bueno for me. Now, my main gripe with the Scar is actually the Scar platform in general. Two things mainly, and you'll probably see a big trend on my problems with these rifles. Number one is the price. The Scar 17 is upwards of $4,000, and I believe that this is only because it is an FN product, which I don't know what FN stands for. I do know what it stands for, but I'm trying to think of an acronym that or synonym that basically explains why it's so pricey. But it's an Army thing, so you know, once they got that Army contract, the freaking price is just skyrocketed. And yeah, it was pretty much a wrap after that. Upwards of 4,000. Whereas this comes in at, you can buy the upper alone for I believe $850, the adapter $950. It does come with the bolt catch that you need. The adapter is $100, so $950 for the upper, which I think is worth every penny. Also, another platform that I think really deserves to have its day in court is the Sig. I know everybody's catching heck on Sig right now. The Sig pistols firing by themselves or not being able to be properly holstered and all of that stuff. Actually gonna flip this over. And I agree for the most part. Not all the way, but I agree for the most part. Actually, this is dirty. Is that carbon on here? How the heck did, oh, the gas block is right there. Okay, that makes sense. I actually got carbon on my PEC 15. That's interesting. And I know everybody's gonna freak out, talk about, why are you taking your PEC 15 off? You're gonna lose your 0. Well, joke's on you, because I never had a 0. I had a 1. No, I'm just playing. So the Sig, basically the MCX Spear, and the conversion kit that goes with any AR-15, but you gotta change the trigger group, which is, that defeats the whole purpose. That's upwards of, I believe, 1,500 to 2,000. I wanna say it's more in the 2,000 range. But look it up, the prices are very fluctuating, really big right now. And that's ridiculous to me. Why? Because the gun itself only costs $3. So why does the upper alone cost more than almost as much as the gun? You know, I thought that was supposed to be a savings mechanism for something. I mean, you just can't get good things made in America. Yeah, this definitely has carbon on it. I didn't know that. Look at that. It's got carbon on it from the gas block. So just keep that in mind. If y'all putting stuff by the gas block, it's gonna put carbon up there. Not a real big deal, but if I would have left it there, it would have probably fouled up my bolt, or my threads. Could have locked up my threads. In any case, the Sig conversion kit and the Sig MCX Spear, no bueno. The barrel is literally bending. People are able to basically do this. I'll actually show you. People are able to do this, and the barrel actually shifts, and then yeah, this thing is on there too tight, but the barrel is actually able to shift. And people are saying it's the hand guard, it's the bolts, it's this, it's not torqued down to spec, just torque it down to spec, blah, blah, blah. I should not have to buy a product and torque it down myself. I should be able to just get it out of the box and it works. I literally did not have to do anything to this platform for it to work. Now, I did oil it up just because ARs run better while oiled, but I didn't have to. That was a choice. Okay. What am I doing next? Need T10 bit. I shouldn't have to do extra steps just for my platform to work properly. That makes no sense to me. Also, these bolts make no sense. Are they use different threads than this? They absolutely are. I think I did that on purpose. Yeah, the Sig is just no bueno for me. The price, I can't justify it, and I think it's literally only that price because it's got the Army contract. And I can't justify that price tag with a bending barrel. Is crazy to me. Crazy. Now, T-Rex Arms did do a video where he was showing that he was bending the barrel, and he was showing that it was coming back to return, I guess. But it kind of shifted zero, but then again it didn't. I'm gonna let you watch the video and decide for yourself. Just look up T-Rex Arms Sig Spear, and you should see it. And yeah, basically he tested it, and he actually did physically bend the barrel. But even he said, like, I should just be able to buy it, especially for upwards of $5,000. I should be able to buy it and it just works straight out of the box for that price tag. Like, why would I want to have to spend some more money when I just spent that kind of money? Like spending money on thread locker, and then you got to buy a Torx gauge or something like this, just to tighten down something that should come from the factory already tightened down. Now, Sig may have fixed this, but I think that's too little too late. Your barrel bending, that's the whole accuracy. Like, yeah, that's no bueno to me. That's just me personally, you know what I mean? And I'm gonna actually tell you guys why I am putting this bipod on when I get done. See, we talked about the Scar, we talked about the Sig. What's next? Oh yeah, everybody's saying ACR at home, ACR at home. Yeah, no, this actually works out of the box. So this platform basically takes something from every platform and makes it basically better. Works out of the box. ACR doesn't. Has the gas settings. I think this one has 8 or 10. ACR only has open and closed for suppressors. It has the non-reciprocating charging handle that you can switch to either side. It took Scar, what, upwards of 7-8 years just to figure out that that's what people wanted. Now they have the upgraded version, but it's too little too late. They already, you know, like, you can't hold your thumb on this or it'll, you know, boom, on the Scar. On this, I actually use this as a thumb lever when I'm holding this, and nothing's happened to me, obviously, because it's non-reciprocating. It's designed not to, you know, go back and obliterate my hand. So it has that on Scar for sure, and way less recoil because it has that tunable gas that you can, you know, tune for whatever ammo you're using, as well as it works out of the box, unlike the ACR. So it's basically taking stuff from almost every system that I can think of, the popular ones, right? And even the HK, I can't think of the name right now. The HK, it was just in a video comparison. Anyways, that uses a lot of proprietary parts. It's kind of an AR, but not an AR. I'm thinking more like side folding, piston driven, been seeing some serious use kind of platforms, and I've put this through some serious use, serious tests. A lot of times I don't film this stuff though, because I just be at the range having fun. But yeah, let's just say I've put this thing through some serious use. And I put 1,000+ rounds because that's what I've recorded. I put a lot of rounds through this way before I started recording, so it's probably upwards of 3 or 4. But you know, I've cleaned it and lubed it a whole bunch of times, and yeah. But let's get into the nitty gritty. Like we're not already in the nitty gritty. Some other pluses that this thing has: it has the monolithic one-piece rail, so that if you're using something like a PEC 15, you can actually, you know, keep your laser on there and actually have it sighted in and hold 0. That's always fun to do, you know, especially if you're doing like night vision IR or something like that. That's always fun to do. Side note, I'm actually building a helmet out, and I'm starting a series where I talk about upgrading all of my gear, not just helmets, but plate carriers, duty belts, weapon systems, and ultimately I'm gonna have everything set up, and I'm gonna run some drills full kit, and probably have like a full range day where I'm just running full kit with, then I'm gonna go night vision. But let me know if this is something y'all are interested in. That was just a plus for anybody who stayed this long into the video. Now, another big thing that the Psa Jakl got right was not only the ambi charging handle, but they upgraded it, so it's not the old one. I have the old one around here somewhere. I'm not looking for it. I like this one. It got the little Jackal symbol on it. It's bigger, reminds me of an AK a lot. It's actually gnarled, so that's always good. They give you good muzzle control, or muzzle control options. They give you good muzzle options. So not only do you have the 13.7, 13.5, whatever pin and weld options with the JMac, which is compatible with all chemo, flash cans, and suppressors, but they also have 16 inches or 13.5, 13.7s that you can get unthreaded and put whatever device you want on there, and you can pin and weld it yourself, and you know, run whatever setups that you wanted to run with it. So very modular in that aspect. Not the upper alone, but if you get the the threaded version with no muzzle device, you can run whatever you want on it pretty much. That's always a nice option, to run whatever you want. They give you the option because they know not everybody wants to run the JMac stuff. Because me personally, I didn't even know what was compatible with the JMac stuff. I had to look it up, and yeah, that was fun because JMac is a good site, but sometimes you can just get lost in the sauce. It's not only all the dang numbers, but it's the letters, numbers, and then there's like slight variations of the same thing. For instance, like they have the blast cans for this, and then they have the blast diverters, which are kind of the same, but they don't have like the chemo adapter. Then they have the ones with the chemo adapter, and it took me so long just to find the different types of everything. Okay. This is gonna take some time, I can tell. I don't know why I'm not good with M-Lock, guys, so cut me some slack, please, in the comments. Please cut me some slack. All right. So, you know, that's not JMac's fault. It's really just my lack of understanding or knowledge. I didn't need to know until I bought a JMac. That probably should be their new slogan. I didn't need to know till I bought a J-Mag. Hopefully that's on there, and it's not. Actually, there's a way to do this. I might come back and do this. But I'm just gonna keep talking. The J-Mag is really good. I'm probably gonna buy the blast diverter before I buy the suppressor at some point. And they have built-in M-Lock and QD. That's a really big feature because not a lot of uppers really have that built in, especially on a decent place, because this will, if you have that and then one in the back, it will distribute the weight really well because they know that this is where most of the weight lies, and they're smart about that. Also, it does take some features from other platforms, like it does have the longer barrels, like the Scar with the shorter handguard. They do have ones with the longer one, but I figured I was just gonna buy this one. They did have the longer ones available when I bought this one, but I wanted this one just so that I could do this, and I like the look of it, and I didn't want that extra little weight, 1-2 ounces, but ounces are pounds when you have to run with this thing all day in kit, so keep that in mind. The two biggest downfalls are, number one, the two proprietary parts that you have to use. One, the back can be not, you can use this without the back adapter piece, but you can't use it without the bolt catch. Now, you can fashion your own bolt catch to work within these dimensions. However, when you buy the upper, they give you one, so you don't have to pay extra for it. So it wouldn't make sense to, unless you wanted to do like an ambi type of thing, then yeah, you would have to make your own for that, for sure. And that's really the two main downfalls: the heat and the two proprietary parts that you have to do. Now, the heat, I've been mitigating the heat by just simply shooting other guns while I let this cool off. I usually do that at any range trip, unless I'm only running this, but I always bring other pistols to shoot and or AKs, and I rent something to shoot. And that's another thing. How people gonna be mad at me because I shot the 17S? That was a rental. That's not mine. I can't see myself buying that. Even Grand Thumb said I can't see myself buying a Scar over this when you can have this. You can literally buy like 3 of these for one Scar or one MCX. So why wouldn't you? In my opinion, it's not that much money if you don't like it. And then PSA has a really good return policy and all of that. So if you don't like it, you could always give it away. My opinion. Opinion warning. My opinion. But my final question that I wanted to ask was, what real world applications does this hold for me? And I think this is a really good rifle with the folding stock that you can actually fold, and it stays folded, not that one that they're selling. That thing does not stay folded from what I've seen. It actually needs an upgraded like metal hinge. My personal opinion, I could make it, but I don't make that type of money. Let me know in the comments if y'all want me to make that stock hinge, because I'll do it. I'll find a way. But this would probably be more of a mid-range type of rifle. I would say between 200 and 300 yards. Only reason I say that is because I do plan on probably running a magnified optic with a flip to side red dot, and or maybe have a red dot or a 3X and then a red dot on the top. One of those two I'm gonna run with this platform because it is really accurate and it can shoot out that far. I've already proved that. Again, I don't record all the time when I go shoot, but this thing is definitely worth the money, my opinion. Opinion warning, and that's what it's gonna serve with me. What type of uses are gonna get out of me with this M-Lock, it being so modular. I can honestly see, like, running full kit with it, running these 30s, or I could run my 60 rounders and have it be like a like a run and gun type of thing, like a suppressive fire type of weapon, or I can have it CQB. Yes, you can run the CQB with that stock folded. It gets pretty compact. I would say about right there. So probably about 14. No, let's say the barrel ends about here. That's probably like 5 inches. Probably about 20 inches overall length, which is pretty compact for a full-size rifle, if I do say so myself. Or I might just pop that 5-rounder in there and, you know, run some super hot varmint hunting, pig hunting, hog hunting type of, you know, ammo, and snipe them from afar when I get my house and get my land and defend my crops. So this has a lot of uses. It does fall into the category of uses just like the AR. You can literally make it with anything because it does take that standard upper. All you have to do is put this little adapter on there, and it literally just takes one screw and you're good to go. It's really nothing to it. It uses another plus, it uses standard AR-15 lowers. So if you just have one laying around, just fork over the 900 with that and boom, you got you a PSA Jackal. Or if you want to do the pistol version, they have those as well. Just change this to a pistol brace and boom, you got you a really compact 10.5 inch pistol. They have the shorter versions. I think it's 8.5, it might be 6 for the 300 blackout. They just came out with another one. I'm waiting for them to drop the 308 ones. I think that's gonna be fire. I might actually build out a dedicated long range 308 with that. That would be so nice. But yeah, that's like the biggest plus side of running a system like this. You can use any stock, any folding adapter, any lower parts that you want, except for that bolt catch and that adapter. So any safeties, any triggers, that's a big plus. You already can use the standard magazines, any standard grips, and then everything else is lower parts, standard for days. You don't have to do anything. The only thing I had to do was change the mag catch thing, screw in that thing, and then pop goes the weasel, and I took it to the range once I oiled it up. That was pretty much it for me. Now, there might be some tolerance stacking or whatever problems that you might have, but I didn't have any. So let me know if y'all did in the comments down below. But I'm gonna put this bipod on here. So let me know how y'all running y'all Jackals if you have one, or how you would run it. And let me know what your uses that you're trying to get out of it are, because I want to know. Why did you buy it? Why would you buy it? Why haven't you bought one yet? Is the real question. All right, y'all. Stay tuned. We got more coming. Peace. Oh, that shit is hot.